Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to the Conquer Your Everest show, snapshots from the Summit Edition, where in 5 minutes or less, we share something that you can literally apply immediately and get a result. And that is very much the theme of today's episode, which is brought to you by the Conquer Your Everest show. Head on over to conqueryoureverest.today for more info on how you can unlock the money vault and escape the cage that's keeping you imprisoned. Now, today's snapshots from the Summit Edition is all about liabilities and how can we turn those liabilities into an asset. So if we look at the vision that you've got in front of you, you can see on one half of my head you can see basically a brick wall, which is the foundation which is holding this building up, and then on the other side we have the ocean, the Broadwater. So if we're thinking about it from perspective of what we're going to talk about today, we've got the building, which we will call liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket. And then we will look at the promised land, which is over the other side of my shoulder, which is the ocean, which is in terms of today's discussion, putting money into our pocket. So that's the money vault unlocked on that side, right? So the exercise we're going to do today is I want you to make a list of everything that you would classify as an expense. So for the definition of an expense is you put your hand into your pocket and you take money out for this particular thing, and you do not get any cash back in your pocket in return, right? So that's an expense. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket, right? So and my definition of an asset is that exact thing. So Robert Kiyosaki talked about it in relation to an asset as something that puts money into your pocket from day one. So just as a broad overview, money is put into your pocket. That's an asset, right? So we're going to look at today turning our liabilities or our expenses into assets, right? So in a column, I get a sheet of paper out, write down everything that you would classify as an expense, right? So it might be your car is an expense. It might be the rent that you pay on the place that you live is an expense. It might be the gym that you go to, money out of the pocket is an expense. So whatever it is that you can list down as an expense, list them all down on a bit of paper, right? Once you've got them all listed down, right, we're going to start thinking about ways of how can we turn that expense into an asset, or how can we negotiate down the cost of the expense, right? How can we, if our gym membership is, so I'll give you an example of a gym membership around here, right, where I live. In the space of literally a couple of 100 meters, there's probably 6 gyms that I could potentially go and train at or join, right? So it means I have choices, right? So if I go to my gym, and this is what I'm going to get you to do, I'm going to get you to either turn an expense into an asset, or I'm going to get you to negotiate down an expense so that the expense is not so much, like you get a 20% it's 20% less or 50% less, or you can turn it into an asset, right? So and the cost in the relation of a gym membership, if I'm paying let's say $100 a month, that's just crazy, but anyway, it's $100 a month, and I can't find a way to turn it into an asset or put money into my pocket. Well, I could. Maybe I can go and train someone at the gym, and I can charge them the same amount or more than what my gym membership membership is. And so suddenly my liability, my gym membership, which is not a liability anyway, because health is important, but suddenly I'm getting money into my pocket because of my gym membership. What about rent on the house? Maybe I've got a spare room, so maybe we can rent that out on Airbnb, and suddenly we turn our rent into an asset, where we rent into an asset because we're creating a business, an Airbnb business that is putting money into our pocket that may in fact cover our entire rent, and maybe it might even put more money in our pocket depending on how we market that extra room. We've got a car that's an expense, right? So maybe we sign up to Uber or one of the other ride sharing platforms that are out there, and we turn our liability into an asset because it's now putting money into our pocket, right? So there's two ways we're going to look at this. We're going to either negotiate down liabilities that we can't turn into an asset, or we're going to negotiate them down and also turn them into an asset. It's, get creative. Start thinking about everything that's an expense and how you could possibly turn it into an asset that puts money into your pocket, not takes money out. Okay, so that's today's lesson, right? That's how we unlock the money vault, by being creative, by getting out of thinking about the traditional ways of doing shit, right? We need to get new ways of thinking about how we create income, following on by what we talked about yesterday, which is making sure that we're working on 3 projects so that we don't have a single point of failure in our business and in our life. So today, negotiate down those liabilities and turning liabilities into assets. Hope this was instructive to you, but it will only be instructive if you actually go and take some action on it. So turn this video off now, go take some action. If you need some help, head on over to conqueryoureverest.today, and we will be able to show you how to unlock that money vault and escape the cage that's keeping you in prison. Till next time, have an amazing weekend, and we will talk to you again on the next episode of Snapshots from the Summit.